Welcome to the Story Podcast. I am your host, Nova Mayambaran, and for today's episode, I have invited several guests who will share their knowledge about Rizal. For this, we will be guiding you as we explore the incredible life and works of Dr. Rizal, one of the most influential figures in Philippine history. As a writer, reformer, and martyr, Rizal's story is one that resonates throughout the world. We will be looking at his life, his works, and the lessons we can learn from him. Let's get started. For our first segment, that we will be talking about the life of Rizal. And so we have our two guests who will share their knowledge about this. Hello, Miss Rochelle and Miss Loan.
Hello. Hi, Nova.
Okay. Thank you both for accepting my invitation.
It's a great pleasure for us to be invited here in your Historia podcast.
You're welcome. And for the benefit of our listeners, can you share with us your learnings about the life of Rizal?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. Who will go first?
Who will go first, Ashen?
Okay.
Jose Rizal was born to a wealthy and educated family in the town of Calamba, Laguna on June 19, 1861. His parents, Francisco Mercado and Eudora Alonso, were both highly educated and had a strong influence on young Jose. They instilled in him a strong sense of independence and a love of learning that would stay with him for his entire life.
In addition to that, he was an excellent student and was sent to Spain to pursue higher studies, becoming a doctor of medicine. He later went to study literature and philosophy in Germany, becoming fluent in several languages. Rizal was passionate about reform and wrote several books, essays, and articles in the hope of inspiring social changes in the Philippines. He founded the reformist organization La Liga Filipina, but was later arrested and exiled in Dapitan.
During his time in Dapitan, Rizal taught medicine, agriculture, and other subjects to the locals. He also wrote a number of books and poems.
Oh, what an interesting facts. Thank you, Miss Rochelle and Miss Loan. Oh, for this, we have learned that life of Rizal was really interesting. He lived a life full of colors, and we can see that even at his young age, he was very smart. Okay, for our next topic, or for our second segment, we'll be tackling about the works of Rizal. And for this topic, we have another set of guests.
Dr. Jose Rizal was a man of many passions. He wrote poetry and novels and was also a skilled artist and medical doctor. Rizal was also an accomplished doctor who worked to improve the health of Filipino people. He was a leader in the field of ophthalmology, and in his practice, he developed a number of treatments for eye diseases. He also wrote extensively in the topic, and his works continue to be used in medical schools today. He was deeply interested in Philippine struggles for independence and wrote extensively on the subject. He believed in peaceful reform. He was a firm believer in equality and civil rights. Rizal's most famous work is his novel Noli Me Tangere, which was published in 1887. This novel became a classic in Philippine literature, and it is often credited with inspiring the Philippine Revolution. It is a scathing critic of Spanish colonial rule and exposed to the corruption and exploitation of Filipino people.
In addition, Rizal also wrote El Filibusterismo, a sequel to Noli Me Tangere. This novel was even more critical of Spanish rule, and it called for more direct action in order to achieve independence. It was published in 1891, just 4 years before the Philippine Revolution began. Rizal's writings on political activism made him a target of the Spanish authorities, and he was arrested and exiled several times. He was eventually arrested and executed by a firing squad on December 30, 1896. His death was mourned by the Filipino people, and he is now considered a national hero. Jose Rizal's life and works have had a profound impact on the Philippines. His writings inspired the Filipino people to stand up against Spanish rule, and his legacy continues to be an inspiration to many. His writings are still widely read and discussed, and his legacy will continue to be remembered for generations to come.
Rizal's life and works can teach us many valuable lessons. First and foremost, we can learn that education and knowledge are powerful tools for social change. Rizal was an educated man who used his knowledge and skills to advocate for reform and justice. We can also learn from Rizal's commitment to his homeland and his willingness to sacrifice for the greater good. His poem, Mi Ultimo Adios, is a testament to his dedication to the Filipino people and his unwavering belief in justice and freedom. Finally, Rizal's legacy serves as a reminder that no matter the odds, one person can spark a revolution. His writings and reforms, though controversial at the time, would eventually lead to the Philippine Revolution and ultimately the independence of the country.
Thank you all for appearing in my podcast. Thank you.
Thank you, Nova.
Okay. Thank you for sharing us your knowledge and for giving us your time and efforts. This surely will not be a waste because our listeners will surely have a knowledge that they will treasure and pass on to their other friends. Thanks for joining us on this podcast about the life and works of Dr. Sarzal. We've looked at his life, his works, and the lessons we can learn from him. We hope that through this podcast, you have gained a greater understanding of Rizal and his importance to Philippine history. Until next time, thank you for listening. This has been Historia, overturning hearsays with the truth. Thank you. Bye.